Friends, welcome back. I am Wicked Crafty Mom, also April, and behold my nice cleanish desk. Back. Okay, so today I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna show you, it's right here. I made this journal out of a paper bag and some cardstock. Or not journal, it's a holder. It's a stuff holder. This one has my alphabet letters in it. So I made this out of just some papers I've had kicking around. And I've got a pocket in the back, and it's got just book pages. So I'm not going to necessarily show you how to make the whole stuff holder, because at this point I'm not sure that I need another one. But I will show you how to make the cover. That is what we are going to do. And that way you can use it for the cover as the cover of your journal or a notebook or something like that. So I just gathered up some papers that I like. Evidently I only gathered one of this one. That's fine. Sorry, my throat was a little dry. Okay, so I decided I want this on the front cover, this on the inside. Covers. That's going to be the last thing that we do though. So I'm going to put this over here and probably look for it later. So I did this on a sewing machine. Which I would say, because of the way I did it, may be the way to go. But if you don't have a sewing machine, I mean, there are definitely other options. Okay. So the first thing I did was... Alright, I'm holding my scissors weird and it's a little awkward because my middle finger is currently numb. I did a lot of cutting and seem to have exacerbated any issues I may have in my arms, such as maybe possible tendonitis or something like that, carpal tunnel-y. I don't know, something. But anyway... so I do have an appointment because my finger's been numb for 4 days. And so I just now decided it might be a good idea to call. But I still have to cut stuff. So I'm trying to avoid cutting stuff, but I'm also, when I do, I'm not using this finger and the scissors. It's like, it feels like when your finger, if your finger falls asleep, that's what it feels like. But just constantly, like it's constantly waking up. And I can feel like, it's weird because I can feel here for the most part, but like here, no feeling. Well, feeling, but like tingly feeling. It's obnoxious. See, and that's how I cut. So I think that's what did it was, I know that's what did it was cutting too much one day. I cut all those little bits out. And I just kept pushing through because I was like, I know it sucks right now, but I'm going to be done and I won't have to worry about it again once I'm done. Like, just power through and I'll get it. Oh, I realized I forgot 2 things. First thing is this, and the second thing, I forgot to put my earbuds away, so they just told me they were powering off, which it's nice of them to let me know. Okay, so what I ended up with then, after I cut both sides, well, what I should have ended up with was separate pieces, but I did not. Hold on. Let's cut this. Rawr. Snarf. Oh, that's me using the wrong finger again here. Okay. So basically I just cut it so it's a long strip. Pay no attention to the terribleness of what I'm doing right now. I look like I'm in kindergarten. I'm okay with it. I don't know why it's being weird. There it is. There we go. That's a good paper bag. Good job. Okay. Here's that. While we're doing this, I will also tell you a story because it's funny. Alright, so the next thing I did was I looked at it and I was like, so how am I going to make this into a paper bag? Or into a cover. So I popped this out. Made it roughly even. Took my bone folder. Crease to crease. Okay. Now I've got two super long flaps, right? But they're too thin. So, pretty easily, you can fold it back like this. And it's already got a crease. And then you flip it and you fold it back like this. And it's already got a crease. Ta-da! Okay. This is still a really big flippin' book, right? But it's getting closer to the... I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep these in here. But I think I'm going to glue them down. So I didn't really pay attention to them last time. But maybe I should this time. Okay, so there's a funny story. I currently have a post. This is my Elmer's glue all, and I didn't store it laying down like I decided was a good idea. And so it takes forever to come out. Anyway, so the other day, it was like 2 days ago, my husband was doing yard work with power tools. And he ended up cutting his pinky finger, and he is totally fine. And so but we wrapped it up super tight and went to my grandmother's house to do some firework. Not fireworks, but like sparklers. And with the kids. And so while we were there, he was like, hey, I can't feel my finger. And I was like, join the club. But we went to the emergency room. And we ended up being there pretty late in the evening and night. And I looked at I found out that it was 9 o'clock, and I was like, oh, babe. Meanwhile, the doctor's there, like, stitching up my husband's finger. And I was like, babe, the bunnies are going to be so mad when we get home because they haven't had nanner time yet. And they love nanner time. And they get very cranky with us if we do not deliver on time. So, yeah. So they definitely get upset. Anyway. So I said that in front of the doctor. And he was like, oh, you want me to write you a note? And I was like, ha, write me a note. Write a note for the bunnies. And I was like, I thought that was the end of it, right? I thought he was joking. And he was like, I can write you a note. And we were like, ah, right? So, not only that, but I had told him, because I'm weird, I said, and this is true, my husband and I had just been talking, literally just been talking about, I did a search one day, and I don't know why, or how I found out that this is even a thing, but I found out that you can buy a brick of silicone that is supposed to have, like, the, I don't know, the consistency or textures of flesh for surgical procedures. So, like, if you want to practice first aid, like removing stuff, stitching stuff, stitching skin and stuff, you can practice on this silicone thing. So you can do surgery, like surgical knots and stuff. And the doctor was like, yeah, that'll totally replace all my years of medical school. And I was like, I know, right? And then I said, yeah, I don't necessarily, like, it would be a for fun thing, like, that I would get this. I said, I am a writer. And that is, I said, I'm a writer. It's research. And he was like, no, by all means, get yourself a surgery kit. It was very funny. He was a very entertaining guy, which was good because my husband was getting his finger sewn up, which looked very unpleasant. He sent his sister a picture, a graphic picture of, like, the injury. It's like, what is wrong with you? Why would you send that to anybody? I said, I don't want that picture. Why would you send it to your sister? I keep having to adjust because I keep forgetting I'm not trying to avoid using that finger. Rawr, rawr, rawr. There we go. So they're roughly even. It's kind of even. This is where the crease is supposed to be. But because all this glue is here and the paper is like, there we go. Anyway, this is the next thing I did. Now, what I'm going to do next is just make sure, measuring wise, that looks about right. And what I mean by what I'm going to do measuring wise is I'm gonna put this here, and I realize now that I need it a little bit farther back. So I'm gonna put it a little bit farther back. See? And this is why we measure. Dun, da, da, da. There. So if I put regular pages in this that are, this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So if I put them folded up in this cover, it will fit nicely. So now I'm going to flip it and I'm going to fold it to the same. This is not an exact science. It's not even close to an exact science. See? And you know how we know that? Because I screwed up the top there. All right. So, now, you've got this front cover and back cover. Ta-da! I am going to take the scissors and just make a small V cut here, just to take some of the bulk out where the fold is. Da, 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 da. And you can be more gentle than this, definitely. If you're interested in that. Okay. So, this looks crooked. Why does this all look crooked? Because I didn't measure. That's why. There we go. That looks straighter. So let's see. Let's fold it and look. This lines up. This lines up. This could use a haircut, but let's do that real quick. Oops. Finger. Ah. So, anyway, so we talked about, hold on, I gotta go. So the next thing I'm gonna do, because now I've got these two covers, I'm gonna cut a little off here too, because I didn't realize it was overhanging like that. Cut just a smidgen. And I'm going to cut this edge off this time because I didn't last time and I didn't like trying to work around it. And then I'm going to do this again. See, I can learn sometimes. I'll make totally different mistakes this time. See? Okay. So here's this. Now what I'm going to do now is go sew. I will be right back. Okay, I flipped my screen because I realized it was sideways. Okay, so this is what I have right now. The only thing I've done is gone around the edges here, with the sewing machine. I wanted to show you that completed. I'm going to go, I think this time, from corner to corner and then corner to corner. That sounds right. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be back. Okay, back again. So what we have now, we can either use this as the outside or this is the outside. It doesn't really matter. What I did with this one is put some fabric up and down. What I'm gonna do first though, okay, I wanted this for my outside. I'm going to what am I gonna do? I want to say 5.5 by, this full size should be good. Let's see if 5.5 works. Oh, forget it. That's like measuring. Let's go for it. There. Just take a little bit out. And I did the folded side so that I don't have two little itty bitty pieces. I've just got the one. Okay. Here's this. So that looks nice. Let's see, what am I gonna put in the middle here? Today, I think, let's do some book page. Well, I could always do this. Nah, too matchy. Let's see. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna use it to measure. Looks like, just cut a little bit off the bottom here. And then I'm gonna try and double-ish the, let's do this. There we go. Oopsie daisy. Okay. So I've got this, and I'm gonna just glue it down. Oh, okay. So we say we're gonna miss. I say we've already missed fun time. Doctor says I'm gonna take a note or make a note, and I'm like, okay, whatever. The nurse comes back with the note and a tetanus shot for my husband, and the note basically says it's all official. It looks like it's for work, right? And the occupation is listed as Rabbit Dad. I'm gonna get the note if I can find it. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay. The note says, employer Rabbit Dad, restrictions, none listed. Diagnosis, finger laceration, additional instructions. Please excuse your father for his tardiness with your dinner tonight. He needed stitches. Treat him kindly. Please call with any questions. Happy hopping. And then he signed his name. And that is like the nicest thing ever. So I actually put it online. And it's so wholesome that like so many people are really digging it. And it's kind of taken off online, which is kind of funny. In a group that I'm in anyway. I don't know about the rest of the internet. But it's been shared into different groups that I've been in since I shared it. So that's kind of funny. It's weird. But yeah. I was like, I'm not convinced that doctor isn't part of the Fae. Writing a straight-faced note to our rabbits. Cracks me up. He's a nice dude. My husband and I were both like, hey, so, he would have been awesome to just hang out with. Like, he joked with us in the same way that we joke and stuff like that. I was like, oh, we can't even be friends. I want to be friends with that doctor. So, it was neat. He was a neat guy. Good sense of humor. So, which is good, because, like, my husband and I were, I mean, me a little more than him, because, you know, he had the whole pain thing going on. But, I was losing my mind in the emergency room. I was laughing at all sorts of different stuff. So they probably thought we were weird, but I did not do very well when he was injured, and the nurse said gushing when we got there. So, like, we were in the emergency room, and the nurse looked at it and was like, yeah, it's still gushing. And I'm like, it's a very technical term you're using there, ma'am. So, yeah, that was interesting. I'm just trying to spread out glue to make sure that it gets to all the edges and stuff. And if it doesn't, then... If it doesn't, then I'll glue down like this edge here. So, yeah, it was just very nice that he wrote that note for the buns. I'm keeping it because it cracked me up. Okay, so now we've got the cover, right, outside. And we're going to do something very similar on the inside. And since I've got this piece cut, this is the one that we're going to put here. I'm going to have to refill this. It's running out of steam. Let's see. That was the most exciting thing. So now my husband has 5 stitches in his pinky. 5. Which is crazy because it's such a small area. And it looks like he's got a little shark bite on his finger. Which is amusing because he still has a finger, and we're very lucky. He's very lucky that he still has a finger. And he knows it. Power tools. Take power tools seriously, friends. So, then, if I cut this about where I cut the last one, I'm going to go right up this line here. Here's this. And this. Oops. Let's try this way. There we go. Do. There. Alright, so we've got an inside and an outside. We haven't, see, this is boogers. This is why I meant to lay it down. Oh, so the squirrel, the chipmunk with the very rude name that I won't say on this channel, is likes to come into to our shed and yell at me. I've been in there twice with him alone now. He comes in, does whatever he does in the shed. I'm not really sure what that is, but he leaves with stuff sometimes. But nothing that looks like too important, so that's good. But he comes in, and yesterday and today, he came in, and like, I don't know if he didn't realize I was there or what, but I moved like suddenly, and he screamed at me. I say he, I don't know if it's a he or a she. But anyway, he screamed at me. And, like, did it again today. Comes in the shed and he hangs out for a while and gathers stuff up. I'm pretty sure he took a piece of paper towel one day. I thought at first that it was plastic, but I think it's paper towel. And I try to put a decent amount of glue on this so that it will hold. Now, it probably would have been good if I paid more attention to this line here, but I think, first of all, it didn't even just, there. Because hopefully it will be hidden by pages and stuff, that end. I was more worried about getting this lined up to the outside here. So it does look a little bit crooked. It does have some, you know, you can see the flap here, but it's a nice solid cover. Should hold fine. It does hold fine on mine. You can make this into a notebook or whatever. So this cover is all done, and we've still got, I mean, it took like a half an hour. That's not too bad. So I'm gonna let you go for this video, but I will be back again soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped make a cover, and have a great day. Bye.